Shekalim Parakeh Mishna Aleph. Eluhain. The following people, Hamamunim, were in charge, Shaiba Mikdash, in the Mikdash, over different things. Yochanan ben Pinchas, Yochanan the son of Pinchas, Alach Osamos, he was in charge of the tickets that people bought in order to be able to get flour, oil, and wine for their karbanos. Achia al Nasachem, Achia was in charge of the flour, wine, and oil that people purchased with those tickets. Matisya ben Shmuel, ala Piasos, he was in charge of the lotteries or the raffles to determine who would do the different jobs. Psachia ala Kinim, he was in charge of the bird karbanos. Psachia is the Mordechai. Psachia was Mordechai from the Purim story. Lama nikra shmo Psachia, why was he called Psachia? Shaya posech bidvarim v'dorshan, because he would introduce things and teach about them. V'yodea shivim lashon, and he knew 70 languages. Ben Achia al cholam eyayim. Ben Achia was in charge of stomach ailments. Since the Kohanim ate a lot of meat, drank a lot of water, and walked barefoot, therefore they had stomach ailments. Nechunya chofer shicha. Nechunya dug ditches for holding water to provide for people who came up for the Shalosh Regalim. Gvini koros. Gvini was the vecker. He woke up the people to do the avoda. Ben Gever al Nila Sha'arim. He was in charge of locking the gates of the Beis Hamikdash. Ben Bevai al Apakia. Ben Bevai was in charge of either whipping the Kohanim and Leviim who fell asleep on their job of guarding in the Beis Hamikdash, or he was in charge of making wicks. Ben Arza al Tzultzal was in charge of the musical instrument, the cymbals. Hugris ben Levi al Hashir, he was in charge of the Leviim shir. He was the one that I mentioned in Maseches Yoma. He was able to whistle in a certain way that would make people collapse. Beis Garmo al Maseh Lechem Apanim. Beis Garmo were in charge of making the Lechem Apanim. They knew how to make it in the right shape so it didn't collapse. Beis Avtinas al Maseh Ketoras. They were in charge of the Ketoras. They knew the special ingredient to make the smoke go straight up. Elazar al Parochos, he was in charge of making sure that the Beis Hamikdash had the curtains that they needed. Pinchas al Malbush, Pinchas was in charge of the clothes, making sure that the Kohanim had the proper clothing.